maybe life is not going the way that you want it to right now. Maybe you feel a little bit lost, or like the things that you want to achieve, call in, embody in your life. Maybe it's a certain career or a job or any other dream, a friendship group, a romantic partner, more peace, more health, whatever it is for you, more love. Have you considered that you may have not been listening to yourself on the fact of taking action, and that you may have not been acting in the way that would lead you to getting you to those dreams, getting you to those things that you want to achieve, that you want to embody, that you want to live? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Vanessa. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And this is a difficult one to, allow yourself to sink in. I had moments in my life when I was easily listening to my intuition and to, the pull, the heartfelt, heart-centered pull of what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? What is next in my life? What do I envision? And then I had times in my life when I felt too scared to take action on that, or even to envision something and dream something up for me. And I had a phase in my life when I seemingly achieved everything and more that I could ever expect or would have wished for. And then after that, I realized, that was more should-driven. That was more driven based on the expectations I thought were put on me. I cannot even tell you by who. Maybe society, or this is what you should do, this is what you should achieve, this is what a good life or a good career or a good human would do or look like. And I'm not saying that I regret my path in any way, but I also realized that often I didn't listen to the whisper that were, from my intuition, from my soul, from my heart, that are since childhood present. But those whispers, they are not forceful. They are not harmful. They are not loud and penetrating in your mind like our negative narrative may be sometimes within us. It tells us, the negative narrative tells us sometimes, you're not good enough, you shouldn't do that, oh my God, this and this, But that voice of your soul, that voice of your intuition, however you want to call it, the voice of the universe, God, whatever you like to name for that, for me it's always it's not a shy voice, but it's a quiet voice. It's like a quiet confidence. And sometimes it just whispers, And sometimes the whispers get louder over time. And sometimes when you push the whisper away, it will, fade away. And I've had this experience quite a lot in my life. Often the whispers come back at some point when you feel more confident or more spacious to actually, take action on whatever would feel good for you. But often we ignore what is available to us, what we could take action on, because we are afraid or we are worried about what others may think. We may worry about judgment or jealousy, or that we're not capable or good enough, or that we may be too much. Whatever it is for you, everybody has some sort of negative narrative around themselves, and it's important to observe that narrative, because often it keeps us limited, like in a little mental, emotional prison. And I know that sounds dramatic, but this is exactly what it is to me, at least. This is my viewpoint and my perspective. But I've made this experience so many times in my life that sometimes we are not ready to take that action, right? Because it feels too scary, and then maybe we cannot embody like the confidence and the groundedness in that action, right? Then we may want to step out, break out of it. We're maybe too nervous or whatever to take on that next level, that next thing. But lately I have noticed that I still have some dreams from my childhood that were always present. And some of them I would take action on and then stop taking action on them because it started feeling too scary or too confronting. And then some of them I would take action on and go all the way. And some of them I would not take action on at all. And they are still within me, these dreams or those little whispers. And for example, a very simple example for me is YouTube. I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I didn't know what the heck should I talk about, for example. And so I always pushed it away and felt like, I have nothing to say, or who would want to listen to me or have me talk about something. And at some point when I disconnected from enough negative narratives that were gatekeeping me from stepping into my power on just getting started, why not? It suddenly clicked, and I was able to actually step into, let's just go outside in nature and film a video, and that was the start of where we are now. There's still a long way to go, and I'm super excited, and I'm enjoying every step of the way of it. But this was something that when I got started with it and I just decided this is what I'm going to do without, talking me down or getting super nervous and super intimidated about it, I just got to step into it because I was ready. And that takes sometimes some inner work, right? And some inner confrontation of the topics that may feel limiting for you. So instead of not taking action, my recommendation is to get really curious and ask yourself, I have this and this and this dream. I've been thinking about this since childhood or teens or, however long you've been thinking about it, but it is active within you. Or maybe it's dormant within you and you've seen other people do it, and maybe there was some jealousy or some admiration, and you have never ever considered yourself capable of doing that, or even, dreaming about doing that. I want you to think of a topic like that, write it down, and ask yourself, get really curious around the questions. Why do I not try? Why do I not let myself experience that or try it out to see if I like it, to see if I'm good at it, to see if this brings me joy, right? Because I'm a big proponent of the idea to follow your highest excitement. And when I allowed myself to just go out and film that first YouTube video, my inner child, or my inner teenager, more like it, was just like exploding from joy. And it just felt like she said to me, oh my God, I waited so long for you to do that. Why only now? And sometimes we ask ourselves this afterwards. Why didn't I do this earlier? That's much easier than I thought it would be. That's much more fun than I thought it would be, or whatever, So I just want to encourage you today to ask yourself, where am I not listening to myself? Where am I not taking action on my ideas, on my joys, on my excitements, on the sparks that I feel? Because I promise you, if you start taking tiny actions, even though, let's take the simplest example of you feeling like, oh my God, I haven't had a coffee from that place in a long time. I love that place. I should go there, but not today. You're talking yourself down. You're bringing your excitement down. Why don't you grab your keys, grab your laptop or whatever, or in your lunch break from work, and you just pass by that cafe? And even if it's like 20 minutes out of your way, I'm sure you will always have fun listening to music in the car going there, or on your train ride there, or on your bike there. Do it. Do something that excites your heart or makes you happy in some way. And this is just the tiniest example, right? It could also be like, oh, I haven't been to a dancing class in forever. Oh, no, but I'm not going to go today because I don't have the right pants, or my hair doesn't look great, or whatever we tell ourselves. Just do it. Why do you feel like you need to put so much weight on a little decision? Do you think, the thing is, often we think others care if we're looking perfect, if we have the right pants on, if our hair is right, if. Do you get what I mean? We're spending so much time ifing and shoulding ourselves. Why? Everybody's so worried about themselves, we don't have time to worry about others. So don't worry about what other people may think of you. And if they give you a look or whatever, it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. And I don't mean this to judge anybody, but we all know this experience. When we are looking out and judging somebody for a crazy outfit or for not washed hair or whatever, we are often searching for something that makes us feel better about ourselves, right? So why don't we just stop this in the first place? For a long time, I took the approach to stop judging people. And whenever I was judging people, I caught myself in the track and I was like, okay, we're doing it again. Would you like to be judged by others? No. So let's stop doing it. We don't know what's going on in this person's life. We don't know, why they do what they do. And it's none of my business. So let me get back to me and let me spread joy and love and peace rather than contributing to hate and disconnection and separation in the world. Right? Like, wake up. It's so important that we just have this moment sometimes where we imaginatively, put cold water over our head or give us an imaginary slap with love. Not really, you know what I mean? And where we're like, ooh, I've been so in my head about everything. Look around your life. How does it look like right now? Does it have enough joy? Does it have enough happiness? Does it have enough excitement, peace, whatever you want it to be? And if it doesn't, I'm sorry, it's a hard truth, but it's because we didn't take action on it. We didn't take the self-responsibility to create a life that inhibits all these things that we really want. And it starts with just you sitting down and writing down, what do I really need? And I'm not talking about the Ferrari. I'm not talking about the Aruba holiday or the Hawaii holiday. Great. Write it down if this is a heartfelt dream of yours, but don't write it down if it comes from ego. Okay? I'm talking about, I really need peace because I didn't have peace in my childhood. Or I really need fun because I've been working my beep off so many years, so I need to add more fun and enjoyment to my life. Or whatever it is for you. Everybody's different. I need more movement because I'm constantly sitting in my job. Or I need nourishing food because I've only eaten out for years. Or whatever you need, It's very individual, but if you don't start specifying, if you don't start getting clear on what you actually want, you can not really go for it. You cannot build it. You cannot create it. You cannot find it and select it because you don't actually know. And yes, it's true. Sometimes, we also get what we want without trying. But if you're watching this, you're probably feeling a little bit nervous about life or disappointed or frustrated or whatever. So I just want you to realize that the biggest thing you can do for yourself is being the creator of your own life by starting to write down, just simply in a journal or even on your phone or on a piece of paper, what do I actually want? Yeah? Go to the core things that you want. For me, one thing that I want is I want to be able to buy nourishing food. I want to be able to live in a peaceful place that feels home, like an oasis with lots of plants and coziness and cleanness. Yeah. I want to be able to go on trips with my friends and visit different countries and travel. I want to be able to contribute to the world through my natural gifts and being myself. Yeah. So you need to decide, who are you, what do you want in order to go for it. And you can decide that by listening inside, listening to those little whispers that are not intrusive and painful and blamey. No, those whispers are, they are even like a little angelic. They are a little bit like, oh, I'm here. If you want to take action on me, I'm here. Yeah, they're just calm, cool, collected in a way. And it took me a while to learn that these whispers are powerful, even though they are soft. They are powerful. And I've had this whisper of starting a YouTube channel for way too long before I started. But then again, we can have the whisper and register it, maybe even write it down in your journal. And if you're not able to take action on it right now, just realize and shift the narrative from, oh no, I couldn't do that, to, oh, I'm curious why I feel so scared of doing that. Because there's also another part of me, and of you, I'm sure too, that's excited about it, but that doesn't allow yourself that excitement because either it doesn't feel okay to do it, it doesn't feel safe to do it, it doesn't feel like you're enough to do it, whatever it is. So really flip the narrative from, oh, I couldn't possibly do it, to, I'm curious why I feel like I couldn't do it, or why I feel like I don't deserve it, or why I feel like that's scary. And then inquire around that, because that takes you all the way down to your limiting beliefs, to possibly a wound that was created early in life, possibly in childhood or adolescence, that made you believe that this is not for you because it's not safe, you don't deserve it, you're not good enough, whatever the narrative is. So just understand that you're not at the mercy of life creating something that you need to submit to. No, you can get responsible over your own life. You can take responsibility for your own life by just deciding, what do I want? And I also had phases in my life where I couldn't decide, and when I felt lost. But then for a while, I was just observing what excited me and would just take few actions on those things that made me feel curious. Like, I love concerts, so I would go to concerts and then maybe meet interesting people, or I would go to a workout class that felt really good. And then during the workout class, I would have an inspiration, or during the concert, I would get an inspiration, so don't hold yourself back and feel like you need to sit on your couch and wait for something amazing to happen in life. Amazing things happen when we start taking action on those little whispers. Ooh, I'm gonna go down the street and have a coffee. I just feel like it right now. That would excite me. Or I'm gonna go for a swim or for a walk in the park. Yeah. Start with those little things, then you're building trust with yourself that, oh yeah, that did feel good. Oh yeah, that experience led me to a positive outcome. And then start taking action on the bigger things, like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel. All right, let me film a video. And if you're afraid of it, ask yourself, get curious, like I said, ask yourself, I wonder what I'm afraid about. Instead of just letting it be ending there and being like, no, I'm too afraid, period. Why do you stop there? You can go into this and not let yourself be held back by a negative narrative, like that puts you in a mental, emotional prison. You deserve a beautiful life. You deserve to live out your dreams. And this is what this video is all about for me today. And I'm going to cap it here because I think I said everything that needed to be said. And, share with me in the comments below, what is one of your dreams and what do you feel like holds you back? Because when you speak it out and write it out, that already creates so much more space inside of you and helps you realize, oh my God, I wrote it out, or I spoke it out with a friend, or on this YouTube comment section. And now I realize the weight is a little lifted because I'm not so identified with that narrative in my head anymore. You know what I mean? You gotta start bringing movement to it, energetic movement, physical movement, whatever it is for you. Yeah, because then when we speak it out, it doesn't seem so scary anymore. So if you feel like a little stuck in life or lost in life, give this a try, because it's really, really powerful. We underestimate the power that we have about our life. We think often we're a victim of life, or we're at the mercy of life, and we're waiting for something big to happen. That's something that annoys me about a lot of that manifestation and law of attraction content. It's not just affirmations and, you know, like visualizing. That's not enough. You also got to start taking action in simple little ways. It's already enough. But start taking action. First, start listening to what you want, what you desire, what you dream of. And then secondly, start taking action in that direction. And when you're afraid, just get curious about what are you actually afraid of? And is that valid? Is that true? You know, that's it for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You know the drill. And leave a comment below. I'm really curious to hear from you. Say something. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And I see you tomorrow. Ciao. Thank you for tuning in.